Okay, so questions have been coming up about the checking part. So I'm just gonna record a quick short video. Hopefully it helps. So I have an inequality here, 2x plus 4 greater greater than or equal to negative 8. So you can pause the video and solve it. I already solved it. And if you notice, the coefficient of x is a positive number. So we don't need to flip the inequality symbol. We're just going to keep it as greater than or equal to, the same as the original inequality. So when we solve it, we get all numbers that are greater than or equal to negative 6, like negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, 0, all positive numbers. So we're going to shade in this direction. Now, if we did everything correctly, any number on the left side, when we check it, it should give us false, because these numbers to the left of negative 6 are not solution for this inequality. They're not supposed to work. So we're going to pick a number on the left side, such as negative 10. And we're going to plug it into this inequality, the original inequality, just 2x plus 4 greater or equal to negative 8. I write it here, so I go ahead and do 2 times x, 2 times negative 10. Remember, negative 10 is the number I chose. I can choose other numbers as long as they are to the left of negative 6. So that gives me negative 20. I bring the next part down, plus 4. So negative 20 plus 4 is negative 16. I bring the rest of it down, greater than or equal to negative 8. And that's false. Negative 16 is not greater than negative 8. And this is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing because it matches our graph. Then we're going to go ahead and test this point that's right in the middle of the shaded and unshaded. We call that a boundary. So that one we don't have a choice. The boundary in this case is negative 6. So we're going to plug in negative 6. Again, 2 times negative 6, that's negative 12. Bring down the plus 4. Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. Bring the rest of it down, greater or equal to negative 8. Because we have this little equal sign, this is true. If we didn't have it, this would be false, in which case we would leave the inside of this little circle empty. That would mean negative 6 is excluded from our solution set. But in this case, negative 6 is actually included. So we're going to color it in, and it's supposed to come out true, and it does. The last step is pick a number from the right side, from the shaded area. And we always talk about 0 is one of the best numbers to plug in, because when we multiply 2 times 0, we get 0. So things are actually easier. Plus 4, that's going to give us 4 greater or equal to negative 8, and that's true. And it matches our graph. So this is all the checking that this particular problem was in need of. Now, if we had a negative coefficient, we call that golden rule of inequalities. You can Google search and put golden rule of inequalities, and you'll see some posters that teachers have made, some pictures of these posters in Google. When that happens, when we have to divide by a negative number or multiply by a negative number in order to get x alone, we have to flip the inequality sign. Otherwise, the shaded part will come out false instead of coming out true, and the unshaded part will come out true instead of coming out false. So if you solve a couple of problems that have negative exponents and you graph them, you'll see that it happens. So the whole point of checking this is just for you to know whether you did your graph correctly or not. If you see this side is coming out instead of true is coming out false, and this side instead of false is coming out true, you want to check your work first, of course. If everything is fine, The reason might be more than likely that you forgot to apply the golden rule of inequalities, which means you have to flip the inequality symbol, which means you have to also flip the shading to the right, and in that case you would switch it to the opposite direction. So I hope this video helps. Have a good one.